Welcome back to Hot Dogs. Tonight, we'll be interviewing a man that will still be normal summoning Beryl in the year 2056. And we'll also be taking a look at Justice Hunters and what it's going to do to the upcoming meta. Let's get into the episode. Hey guys, welcome to Hot Dogs. I am your host for this evening. I'm Blake Ignatius.
And Isaac Stott.
And today we have an interesting guest onto our show. He was someone that used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one of the people who taught me how to play it, and then took a very long hiatus. So he's coming back now. And yeah, do you want to introduce him?
Yeah, he's one of the founders of Old Dogs. It's Michael Inzatari, or Inza.
Here we go, mild into a clap and a half.
That's more than Isaac got, saying, and I've bought us in some crispy potato corn dogs for the air fryer session.
Oh, the air fryer today. What has it got? Meat in it, or is it?
No,
it's just cheese and potato, bro.
Oh, it's a pure Yu-Gi-Oh player meal, man. Nothing but carbs.
Nothing but carbs.
Oh Lord.
So it's perfect with a KFC sponsored. Pepsi Freeze.
Oh yeah.
Mountain Dew was out.
Yeah.
Hey, KFC. Anyway.
What are you trying to say?
So anyway, I have scissors here, so I'm just actually going to cut the topper a little bit.
There was a little tear tab there, but it's fine.
Yeah, look, I don't read.
It's retarded.
Oh, what the? They're individually wrapped.
Are they? Oh, that's cute.
So these are the corn, potato, cheese dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs.
But
And
we're gonna fit three. Yeah, should be able to.
Easily.
We'll be able to. So this is my other time. Oh, maybe you should tell me the air fry time.
So it's 10 minutes for one, 12 minutes for two. I think for three we'll do just go for the full 15. It's fine. You get a bit of
I
extra
couldn't
crisp.
see it, but
It's
15.
because it's on the side there.
I think the air fryer law is 15 for 200. Well, everything.
We're just doing that.
So on the side here. Preheat an air fryer
Yeah,
to
15 for
180
200.
degrees.
Yeah, 15 for 200.
We're going to do 15 for 200 as is law apparently, but that just means it'll be a bit crispier, you know? Hopefully.
So the thing is that Yu-Gi-Oh players, that's a full chip.
That's a full chip.
That's a
They said potato pieces, it's just cut up chips.
That's a secret.
Did you pull a QCR? So unfortunately, we don't read here. So and our math is not very good.
Oh.
So we are just going to wing it.
I'm just going to launch it. There's another full chip on that one.
Oh, is there?
There's a full chip in there.
The best part is about 215 is you just have to hit start.
True.
Okay, so
It's just ready to go.
turn it on.
And then
And
hit
it's
it
already
again.
at 15, right?
Yeah.
So,
And you just
Yeah.
hit it again. Where we go.
Alrighty. We are cooking.
we are. So Inza, that's your preferred.
That's what everybody
right?
calls me.
Very good.
Yeah. That's exactly what that is.
No.
In/za.
So you how did you start playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
So, way back in the day, we're going 10 plus years ago. I remember, the TV show was big when we were kids. Watched a lot of that, and we're at Parkley Markets one day, and we saw some Yu-Gi-Oh decks, me and my brother. They were not real, but we did not know that at the time. We picked up, the Dark Magician one, I think we just picked up the same one. I don't
Darkly
remember.
Big Rabbi.
Yeah.
No, it was all Dark Magician and stuff until we got to the field spell that, he said that his monsters gained 200 and mine said 2,000, but, I just rolled with that because it meant I won. And that was how it started, and then, had a bunch of the other boys previously mentioned, like Matt Dorr and stuff, and they played it a bit more and dragged me out to Mega Games one day, and the rest is history.
Did you take your old fake card?
No, nothing like that. No, they spoke about, the types of cards and stuff, and they said dragons. I said dragons are cool, and the first deck I ever played was Disaster Dragons. Back in, it wasn't great, but
How does that become your first deck? Like, how do you just pick up like Red Eyes Darkness Metal and everything?
they literally showed me Red Eyes Darkness Metal, and I was like, what, it summons for free? And it summons something else? I'm in.
But how old were you?
That is a very good question for somebody with very bad concept of time.
Oh, okay.
I was at the very least out of school.
Yeah.
So somewhere between the age of 18 or 20, something like that.
Okay, so you had an income to get these things yourself?
For the most part, yeah.
Because,
What are we talking, like 2009, 2010?
Something like that, yeah.
And, he doesn't know his own age.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even born then.
And that's where it all began.
Yeah, and Disaster Dragons. That's a deck that I think it wasn't ever top tier in its heyday, was it?
I can't take.
Not really. It was never a bad deck. It was
very
not
limited in this
consistent.
conversation as I didn't play at all back then. So
It was set Mask Dragon pass.
Well, in terms of
certainly sounds like a
Edison
disaster.
days, that is sure a $20 comment.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's $20. I think people are just overhyping how much it's worth.
Yeah.
So you started on Dragons. Red MD was your first big boss monster.
That was the first boss monster I was introduced to. Yeah, it was between him and at that point I just I hunted out every dragon I could find.
So Prime Materia Dragon.
It was a prime material.
Dodger Dragons and
Dodger Totem Dragon was a big one.
Light Pulsar, Dark
White
Flare?
Knight Dragon or something like that. That came later.
Did you ever play Blue Eyes in the deck?
No.
No?
Literally.
3,000 tag. Nah, no.
It was a normal monster. If it wasn't an effect monster, you didn't play it.
Yeah. And this was during Synchro format, correct?
Synchros were the basic things that had sort of just come out or been out for a little while. Again, I'm a little hazy, but Xyzs weren't a thing yet, Links weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
But back then, so it was all about Stardust Dragon, and you win the game because they can't kill it.
Yeah.
Can I just interlude to say the entire room smells like potato right now?
It just looks like we're reheating.
It smells like we're in the middle of a takeaway.
That's not a bad thing.
So potato corner.
Oh wow, it really does.
So when it comes down to that, then, how long did you stay on Disaster Dragons? Because you said dragons were your thing. Did you ever rotate, or was it just always editing the same deck?
I mean, at the time we were never competitive. It was always just a local thing, having a bit of fun. We were competitive amongst ourselves, but that was just a friends thing, haha, I beat you, sort of thing. And it wasn't until back then I was never super competitive. I think the most competitive deck I played was shortly after that. Shortly after that is when the Chaos stuff became popular. And,
the structure that came out, right?
Yeah. With the Clips Women and things like that.
That was Light Pulsar.
All of that stuff
was crazy for its time.
And so I played Chaos Dragons, and that was before the Future Fusion errata too.
You play Light Swan stuff in there as well, or?
I didn't play Light Swan. I wasn't that good.
What's wild is the fact that a lot of people with Light Pulsar Dragon were actually playing it wrong because of mistiming. Because it was a web but no one was actually fully onto that type of stuff.
Yeah. No, the whole idea was, if you draw Future Fusion, you dump 5 dragons, and then you just start banishing and summoning and BLS,
it was wild.
It was crazy.
Because you just dump 3 Clips Withens, pull them off.
Yeah.
And then if you just have one of the Chaos Dragons in your hand,
yeah,
you're just adding so much value. And Future Fusion was just such a powerhouse of a card, especially during that time of era.
Yeah, if they didn't have literally MST set, they couldn't stop it.
Yeah. So then when it comes down to that, what was the years? Because you stopped playing for a period of time.
Long period of time.
It was a very long time. So
12 years?
Give or take, it was over 10 is the best answer I can give. It's not a timeline that I was super focused on. From there, a couple of new decks came out. again, if I stay on the dragon side of things,
I just think of Inza in a fucking incubator tank, waiting to come back, like Soldier Boy from The Boys.
and you know, I stayed on things like Heretics was the big, like probably the last big deck I played. It was never top tier or anything, but you know, it was an OTK deck and it was fun. I kind of skipped Dragoonities because that's what my brother played, and you know, you never want to play the same thing as your brother, because especially when it's your little brother like you. But no, I got into judging. The store that we played at Mega Games at the time, they wanted people to represent them as judges at events. And the guy came to me and asked me, Manuel, you know, recommended me for it, put me through the stuff, and I did all that. And the last big thing I did, and look, I don't remember the years, 2011, 2012, Nationals in Penrith at Tattersalls. It was the Dragon Ruler spellbook format. And that's the last
2013, I think.
13 maybe, yeah. That was the last big thing I did. I was a judge for that Nationals on the team, and you know, I was building my own Dragon Ruler deck, and I literally never played it.
Wow. So the fact is that when you were cycling your way out of playing was the same time that Isaac started playing.
Yeah, I just missed this young up-and-comer.
I was actually playing my What deck at that Nationals.
Oh,
yeah. We've had that conversation.
So, well, Dragons. Did you play Dragon Rulers?
So I got all the cards.
Yeah.
And I built most of that. I remember one of the benefits to being a judge back then is you know, every day you were a judge, you got a box of the set, and you know, I couldn't pull the Draco sack. So you know, I eventually got one, I think, but you know, I sort of learned and mucked around with the deck a bit, but just watching and judging those events, and you know, having to do rulings for the spellbook player who was on like chain 9 of whatever random, whatever they would, I don't know, the chains would just go, you know, and my brain just went.
It's one of those things too, like, and this is a unique perspective coming from someone who really started at that time.
Yeah.
But you know, like there was one. It was the set a couple years later was the set that had Satella Knight, Shadol Burning Abyss, and the other one was like Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, which was the Dragon Rulers.
Yeah.
And it's like there's been some sets in Yu-Gi-Oh's history that have just like completely like ramped up the game in terms of speed and power and stuff like that, and it just makes everything beforehand completely irrelevant.
That's why they have the Time Wizard formats. To read those.
Well, because Synchros were big, and then I was there for like literally Exceeds came out, Leviathan Dragon was like one of the first, you know, Zen mains. Like I was there for all that, and you know, then I sort of stopped playing. I was sort of a bit out, and then somebody mentioned Pendulum to me, and I went, no, I'm good. And I just never touched the game again for the longest time.
It's one of those things where obviously, you know, Konami as a company, like obviously their goal is to sell whichever product is next, which means as a general rule, the cards that are coming out need to be better than the cards that are already out, you know what I mean? And it's I think after Dragon Rulers, we actually stepped back down again for a little bit because Dragon Rulers were way too good.
Yes.
And obviously,
spellbooks as well.
and then after Dragon Rulers, we had like sort of hat-y sort of decks, Mythic Ruler, which was like Dragon Rulers that were powered down because they'd been hit by the list.
Well, and it's like when we spoke to you and you were like, you know, hat was one of your favourite formats.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that format was.
Yeah. So you didn't really take the game competitively back then. You've only started to really be competitive with the card game now.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about it. He's not taking it.
He'll
tell you.
Like I said, you know, I played some stronger decks, but like I generally, the deck can be as good as it likes. If I don't like the deck, I won't play it. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I don't want to do well. But yeah, then I took the judging side of things for that. But yeah, and then since similar story to one Isaac Stott bringing one Blake back into the game. You know, they sort of tiptoed around it a bit because Isaac had Blake back into the game, and Blake was like, "Oh, I'm going to show you link summoning," and like, you know, show me a live twin deck, and that was, you know, and then I understood it was kind of cool, and then, you know, they were like, "Hey, you want to come to YCS?"
So first off, he had two choices: Salaman Great to learn link summoning, or Live Twin to learn link summoning. And obviously we're in the year 2025 doing this. But I had the decks, and I let him pick. And he goes,
One of them is Eagles.
I'll pick the Eagles.
Well, no, that's not entirely true. There is truth to that. But
Actually.
But the first thing you did show me one day was like, you're like, hey, this is what Yu-Gi-Oh is like, and you showed me the 1-card live twin combo. So when you showed me those 2 decks, I had some familiarity with one, and they just so happened to be Ego.
It was very hard for me to explain that to you as well, because when I said that this is how Yu-Gi-Oh can be this day, this is a 1-card combo and it gets you to like this monster.
My first response was, that's crap.
And what I said to him was that there's a lot of cards that are hand traps, and the only hand trap from your day you had 2.
Yeah.
Which was
Effect Veiler.
well, we're not talking about Karibo, but we're talking about Effect Veiler and Draw Lockbird.
Oh, what a pond.
And things, and then I guess if you count the things like Maxi, things like Battle Fader, Switch Scarecrow are also around.
Oh.
If it's added to your hand, it special summons itself. I think you're thinking of Hana Wada or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like
Well,
that.
Draw and Lockbird never got played back then because, the combo of the day was add 1 card to your hand and then summon and pass.
Well, even Joel and Lockbird has had its time in and out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, but even before Ryziel, it didn't really get played.
No, again, Draw and Lockbird's been one of those ones that we see heavily right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
But it
very
will phase
good.
out.
Yeah.
It just, again, you think of a card, everything adds, but if you look at like the upcoming sets, like Injustice Hunters with Dragtail, they all set from deck.
Yeah.
So it'll be one of those things where it falls out of favor again. Things like Imperm and stuff will start making their way back in the less...
Yeah, they all
I'd
do,
say
yeah.
so.
But I think that's what I love about this game is on how like it's never always the same hand traps. That was the problem with Maxi. Is Maxi compared to like all the other Charmies. All the other Charmies, the Charmies are good. They're very good. But there's times where some are better than others, and you don't main the others.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's really cool. The fact that you never took the game completely serious. You wanted to be good and play at a local level, and then you moved straight into judging, which is such a way to take it. Instead of playing any form of like high competitive play, you go, I'll go to judging straight away.
Well, and let me learn what a lot of the cards are doing, stuff like that, and the whole meme of Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read. I could read, which helped. So.
Yes, I can't.
And like I said, and then YCS this year rolls around and they're like, hey, come back and play. I was like, I guess I could have some fun at YCS, and they're trying to think about what decks I'm playing, and he had a deck in mind, but he'd already showed me branded. I'm like, that's cool, I get to summon dragons and fuse and stuff, and I'm trying to, it's the most convoluted, complicated stuff, and then he finally turns around to me and he's like, we like fire and you like dragons. How about a fried dragon deck that OTKs your opponent? I'm like, why did you start with that?
Well, the funny thing is that I was already building that deck for you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's coming, he's playing, he's going to play.
They knew they had me before I knew they had me. And,
I like the comparison is like, there's this, I can't think of the name of the YouTuber, but there's this person that's done like a 14-hour branded guide. Yeah. And it's some video, you would have seen it. It's like 14, 15 hours long. Or it's like the Tenpai guide, which is, you fucking kill him. It's about 3 seconds.
Josh Smith video.
Yeah.
So, and that's what they handed me. They're like, here, have Tenpai. And it's just like, summon, battle phase, they scoop. You just win the game.
Yeah.
Much to, I imagine, anybody listening to this or watching this as dismay over the deck. That was my first real deck back into the game.
Yeah.
I started, one of our teammates, Josh, he started accumulating the cards for me and giving them to me. And I was like, this would be a perfect deck for Inza, because at that time we were just playing Pokemon, the TCG card game. And then when we came to it, it just forgoed my brain. Like, it just disappeared because we were looking at other things, and I was like, well, can you play a Master Duel? Because Master Duel is a great way to get someone to learn how to play the game.
Well, that is sort of just how you sort of trickled into Master Duel.
He showed me that, and
done.
I had some dust. I made the branded cards. I made the live twin deck, and just messed around a lot. And that looks crispy, and it looks crispy.
So these are very crispy and they look very hot.
Yeah.
So
15 at 200 maybe was too long.
I told you 180 at 414, but we had to follow the rule. Good thing is it's potato, and inside is cheese. They look quite good.
Yeah.
I am keen, but I'm not touching that for about 5 minutes.
I think longer, to be honest.
So,
Nice to know that the chip is cooked as well.
The whole chip.
so when it comes
Very good.
down to you relearning the game and stuff, you had over a 10-year break, and seeing that change in this card game would have been like someone who had been dormant in their house for over 15 years. Walk
Yeah.
outside and they
Well,
see it
it's-
like a Cybertruck.
It's literally like, and this is a bit of a culture or whatever, it's literally like if you've seen Shawshank Redemption, the old guy
Yeah.
gets released,
Yeah.
and he's coming out, and the stories are like, and it's, oh, you know, we saw one car when I was little, now they're everywhere, and it's just...
Well, me and Blake actually walked into the
Insane.
studio and we saw Inza was here, scratched into the wall. We thought something had happened. luckily, he's still with us.
And that's obviously also where their joke of the oldest dog has come, they call me an old man and things like that. And
Yeah.
I have an interesting question based on that.
Mm.
Obviously, like you said, your memory's hazy from playing all that time ago. But does it even feel like the same game? Like, are there elements where you think this is still what I remember, or is it so far and away gone that you're just like, this is just not it?
Well, the best way to explain that is it is two different games because people go back and play that
Yeah.
in the Edison format.
Yeah.
And it's because it's so far removed
Yeah.
that they just, you know, that's a format people enjoy, and it's just not the same game.
Yeah.
It was unfathomable. If you handed me a card like Nibiru back then, I would have been like, this is never going to resolve.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's ever getting to that many summons.
Yes.
What was it? Well, that's how I started you on the game again, was we revisited Edison, and I built like 15 Edison decks, and you just wanted to go back to Dragons, and I said, hey, maybe you should try out
Dragunities for the
with
first
the
time.
Dragon engine.
Yeah.
And you said, oh my god, how did my brother lose so many games with this?
Exactly. Yeah, I look back, and well, that's the other thing, right? With the way the game's played today, you go back to a lot of the decks back then, and it's like, nobody knew what they were doing. This deck's insane. Why weren't people playing this card? Like, things like that, like Card D.
Yeah.
That's bad.
But that's opposite, like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
were they playing
Yeah,
this card?
yeah.
Like, oh.
All right, so I think
And we can
I'll
give
give
this,
it a shot.
give this a whirl.
God.
I've
This
never,
is the
I've never
cheesy
had this
potato.
before.
Yeah,
So
cheesy potato corn dog.
pulled this from Costco.
I'm gonna let you guys.
Oh, that looks hot.
The cheese is hot. The rest is fine.
Okay.
Mildly impressed.
Oh, so
Oddly sweet. Like there's something there.
sorry for all the crunching.
Hey, Blake will edit this out in post.
Hopefully.
Ah, yeah, no.
But my god, it is crunchy.
Yeah. My God, you're greasy.
Oh my god.
15 for 200.
So, learning Edison stuff and the way that the decks back then and how they can be played now, I think that does help you into migrating into standard currently.
Funnily enough, all I did playing Edison before I knew I was playing before was play Dragunities and try to Trident Dragon OTK you. And then, lo and behold, Tenpai, Trident Dragon, I've been here before.
Yes.
It was very familiar, even though it was a different era and a different deck, which did help a lot.
Yeah, and playing Tenpai I think is a very good deck to come back to. But you didn't just play normal Tenpai anyway.
It was blind going second, 0 hand traps other than Charmies,
With Striker,
board breaker,
right?
striker.
Yeah. And that's such a wild thing to walk into a YCS
Yeah.
with not knowing what the other deck's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It just doesn't fucking matter.
No. But so your first big experience back was YCS. Tell us about that.
It was very interesting, especially with all the things that I'd learned and experienced and that you guys had like shown me and the whole going second thing. I still won't ever forget sitting down against my first opponent, losing the die roll, and them saying, you can go first, and going, I didn't practice this. And then I proceeded to get Skull Servant OTK'd. And I was like, I remember Skull Servant. Could never do this before.
Well, the funny thing is that as your first match back, you've heard about Malice, you've heard about Ryzeal, you've heard about the old version of Mitsu Ryzeal and all these other cards. And your first match back was Skull Servant.
Very interesting.
And
I mean, I'd been to a few OTSs beforehand to sort of
we
dip
did,
my toes in and have a bit of practice. So I wasn't fully blind.
Yeah.
But the first big one, yeah, bro. Skull Servant.
These are quite nice, actually.
And then I get introduced to things like Mermail.
yeah, that was a bit of a sleeper deck back then. It wasn't being overly played.
Well, I remember
It's still not overly played now.
it was funny because we would meet up after a round and you'd be like, how'd you go? I'm like, oh, I'm 2 wins, 2 draws. And they're like, how are you drawing with Tempai?
Yeah. The duels last 3 seconds.
Yeah. And then again, I got to verse Blake at YCS.
Yeah.
Of all the people.
I was playing Malice with 2 days worth of actual testing, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was fun. That was an experience. But yeah, obviously since then, I was lucky enough to qualify to go to Oceanics this year with the boys, and the rest is history. Next year will be a bit different.
Yeah. Well, speaking of next year, we've got a couple of new decks coming out. We've spoken about a bit before previously that with the absence of Battle Legends, that we don't have those decks available, but we do have a set coming out.
Yeah. I think Justice Hunters is the next one, releases on August 2nd for us in Australia at least.
That's one of those deck building ones, right? With like 3 different cores,
similar,
like
similar
the Ryzeal,
to
Malice.
yeah, correct. Although in this set, all 3 of them are expected to pretty much be tier 1 straight out of the gate. Ryzeal and Malice were obviously tier 1 on release, but there was, I think, the 3rd set in that deck building set was never made it very far.
No.
But yeah, it's just like I was talking about before. It's one of those ones where a lot of people are preparing for it. People are already playing it. It's expected to be one of those sets that sort of just dominates the meta and sort of changes things as soon as it comes out. With a lot of cards that we've already actually seen in Duad. So cards like Vanquish Soul Holy Sue and those mixed in with the K9 cards. One of the big things with Justice Hunters and the way Yu-Gi-Oh seems to be going is a lot of it seems to be playing on turn 0 is like the new thing.
Yeah.
So you see like a lot of the K9 cards
Which I'm
can...
not looking forward to, by the way.
Yeah. A lot of the K9 cards can summon themselves and XYZ during the main phase, not during your main phase, so they allow you to play very similar to Holy Sue, how it can summon one from deck or steal a monster during the main phase. So I think Yu-Gi-Oh is sort of moving to that point now where it's,
Well, it's almost to the fact that you're going to see Perulio in your, your draw.
Well, that's actually, yeah, people have even spoken about, like if you go first and you draw Perulio, you're just going to drop it, because, I mean, Perulio's not doing much for you when you go first anyway, otherwise.
Yeah.
Honestly, as scary as that sounds, it may make Yu-Gi-Oh a bit more sort of back and forth, whereas, maybe going second is not as much of a detriment after these decks than it is at the moment. Because obviously everyone talks about, against half the decks, like if you verse Malice, for example, and you don't open multiple big hand traps, you just really don't have a chance, you know what I mean? So it may not be as bad as you think. I
think what a lot of people are going to do during that, sorry to interrupt, but they're going to attempt to play turn 0, but not realise that they don't have the most optimal hand to do it, and then they have 0 follow-up on their turn.
Correct, yeah. Because you have to remember too that, putting cards from your hand onto the board turn 0 sounds great, but then if your opponent clears it, then you're playing with less cards than you would be playing with if you just went second with any other deck. So,
cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of cards that even when you're going first, you're setting up your board, And there are other effects to bounce or destroy that you don't worry about when you're going first because
Yeah,
you're setting
yeah.
up a board. If they're going to try and play and, well, you just start
Well,
with 3
for
cards.
example,
now.
one of my favourite card at the moment, Murakumo. I love when Murakumo does absolutely nothing when I go first normally, but if they've got monsters on the field, I'll gladly blow them up. But yeah, I know, Inza, you're, as you are, you're into your dragon stuff, so you're looking forward to playing Dragon Tail. Have you actually looked much into
Tail.
Dragon Tail? Is it Draco Tail?
It's Draco Tail now.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
Dragon Tail is something else.
Yes. Is that sort of? Have you read those cards? Like, what do you?
Look, I've looked into it a little bit. Not a crazy amount. Like, I like to physically have the cards in my hand. You know, I know a lot of people research in advance. Right now, more focused on, you know, if we have an OTS or something coming up, I just want to know what I'm playing now. But yeah, I know they have their own sort of branded fusion type card and things like that, and they can fuse in your opponent's turn, like, again, like you were saying, like, just in the main phase, like discard fusion effects and stuff like that, so, and it's a good mix of, like, dragons and spellcasters, which is kind of cool.
Well, because what deck are you playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Blue Eyes.
Which is Dragon and Spellcast.
Which,
so.
you know, they love to joke, hey, look,
Still on
the old guy's playing Blue Eyes, but, you know, find a higher attack vanilla monster, I dare you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as you were saying about the Draco Tail deck, when I was reading it, nothing's more or less a negate. It's always interruption.
It's
and
a
I think that's
bounce or
also
a
what's
destroy
cool about
or-
Yu-Gi-Oh! Now compared to what it was in 2018, was putting up 10 negates and break my board through that. And now it's interaction and it's things dodging. And you had a term for it when we were testing. You said the way like Mitsu is, it doesn't present the board straight away.
It's actually malice. Layered interaction.
Layered interaction.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a lot more interesting than what, not necessarily I got to experience a lot of, but what you guys would have gone through, and, you know, because I've seen what has happened since coming back, which was, you know, beat my 3 Omni negates, and that's just not fun when every deck just puts up Omni.
Well, that's actually how I taught you the game.
Correct.
I set up a board where it was Adamancipator Raptite,
The blue one.
Nat Beast,
The Nat.
and I think it was like a Baron or something.
And he went, break this. I went, hey.
And just draw 5, break this, kill me.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like,
It's one of those things where, like I was like, it's crazy that you guys gotten to the point where now, like, you versus a deck like Malice that'll have a couple monsters, a couple back row, a field spell, some cards in hand, some cards in the grave, and you can like evenly match them, and they just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
like you can evenly match them for 7, and you'll still lose more than half the games. And it's like, when it gets to the point where like evenly matching for 6 or 7 is not good enough, like it's obviously, you know, that's
When the best card in the game right now doesn't negate shit, it just pops multiple cards in a chain.
what card are we talking about?
Detonator.
Oh, Detonator, yeah,
Like, when
definitely.
It's been one of the best cards in the game for a while. It doesn't negate anything. It doesn't stop anything. It just, you do something, pop.
I think
Well, it's literally-
I think it's because of the rest of the board.
Defined the last 6 months of the game.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
half the decks
I
is
think
fine.
It's even at
Yeah.
1, it's that strong. They you know,
Oh, it doesn't even matter,
Everyone
yeah.
talks about Malice being like the top deck, but it hasn't won anything
Yeah.
for its entire lifespan.
Yeah.
Because unironically,
And Rizel has.
as much as they can play through, if you can just keep popping what they do, they just run out of steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, like, there are a lot of, and I missed most of these decks, but there are a lot of decks out there like Centurion and or even all the pendulum strategies
that
that
weren't able to play because of
they just can't. Like, any deck that relies on continuous spells and traps, they just shit the bed. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, there's, you know, so.
Well, even like they brought out, they released Masterpiece, for instance, and he can't do anything
Yeah.
because the moment you go, you'd have to set your cards.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
get
yeah.
no value of doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes down to the whole spellcaster and dragon thing that you're going on with, Draco Tail seems like a nice way for you to go from one deck that's in the meta to one of the top tier decks of the meta.
Yeah, I'm hoping, again, like I said, because, you know, if I don't like a deck, I won't play it, which is why I haven't played things like Malice or stuff like that. I'm hoping that, at least from a competitive side of things, this deck will be. So, you know, I get to stay within my comfort and still...
we get to see, because again, they were top tier out the gate in Japan, the OCG.
Yeah.
But we have these blue boys sitting here
Yeah.
that like to have layered interaction.
Yeah.
That are crazy layered interaction.
Yeah.
If I believe that that deck is strong enough that the moment if it gets released in the OCG, by the time Worlds is good to go, and
It'll be there.
Mitsu?
it doesn't get hit at like any point in the TCG, it will win Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure eventually we'll have a podcast where we talk about ban this chat, but
Yeah.
obviously with Konami wanting to move the sets, the Justice Hunters and with Mitsu being as prevalent as it is, it's hard to imagine a world post, Europe is next week. It's hard to imagine that it's not going to be, prayers or hardware are going to be banned or at one or that kind of thing. So.
And the fact is, it's that I don't know about Harbor because it was literally
It only just came out.
came out 2 sets ago.
Yeah.
But Prayers is old, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Prayers was in the original one.
So, but when it comes down to Justice Hunters, I think the biggest deck coming out of it, and people are talking about each of the decks in their own respective way, but the one that seems like it's going to do the most is K9.
Well, funnily enough, with K9, it's not even... It's
a deck.
I was going to say, it's the one that people are talking about the most, but it's only because you put it in everything.
Correct.
One of the biggest decks that we're seeing over in the OCG right now is we have Vanquish Soul, but it's not that great by itself. Like, it's strong, but you go over there, the top 8 is 7 K9 Vanquish Soul results everywhere.
And it's because that engine is very oppressive, and we were labbing that way before Justice Hunters was being announced as a set, because he was bringing up the fact that what's a good rank 5 you can bring out, and the thing of Artifact Durendal as a card, which
it's just even talking about rank 5s, if you look at some of the old printings, like for example Chaos 10,
the Masquerade.
Chaos Masquerade, that's a super rare from Judgment of the Light, and I think it's 70 Australian dollars, 80 Australian dollars, and some of the even some copies of Volcasaurus and Artifact Durendal and all these Nash Knight cards, they're all, they were printed yonks ago, and it's
jumping up.
Yeah.
Because rank 5s are finally going to have a light, because they never did.
And that's the one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That's always been so cool is that sort of eternal format thing where cards from, you'll remember you might not remember, but Vanity's Emptiness. You know what I mean?
It just didn't get touched for years.
Yeah, well, no one played it. It existed and no one played it.
Before I'd officially come back, you looked through my old folder and saw 2 Trident Dragons. You're like, hey bro, there's $400 sitting there. I went, eh?
Yeah.
I got them for $5 back in the day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But again, it's like Trident Dragon. Trident Dragon, if you read its effect, it's a house of a card, but then once a deck just hits that sweet spot.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And it's like what was it? The funniest card is Mushroom Man number 2. So what that is? Yeah. So you two don't know this. This is when you two were out.
Fucking Mushroom
even
Man.
though I wasn't playing, I was still keeping very up to date with everything, because I always do. I love this game, and I always love watching things to do with it.
Pretty sure Frank takes Mushroom Man before he goes to a raid.
So when it comes down to Kashtira, that was the big deck. They had a very oppressive rank 7, and it just
locked
does
you
everything.
out, right?
No, it was a Vanity's Emptiness. Well,
okay.
that did that too, but it was a Vanity's Emptiness that was whenever a card is banished, it could banish another card.
Oh, you're mad.
Yeah, well, it's not. That was once per turn.
Yeah.
But it's enough. And then whenever a card is banished, it gets added as a material to it.
Yeah.
So
it's just a Rise Heart.
yeah, Rise Heart. Yeah. But all the Kashtiras need you to control no monsters. Mushroom Man number 2 says during I'm pretty sure it says during the end phase, you switch control of this card to your opponent and you take 500 damage.
Yeah, okay.
So you would give it to them when you end your turn.
And they were stuck.
And they couldn't summon anything. And I think the way they ended up with the level 4 Rise Heart, link it off and do stuff like that. So, but that card would never be good in any sense of the word. And it wasn't good, but it existed in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! For the smallest amount of time.
Well, that's I don't know if you've ever read Artifact Mjolnir.
Yeah,
so
the one that pops 2 back row?
No. That's Big Galtech, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So Artifact Mjolnir. Yeah. Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
It's what it does is when it's summoned, you target, and it's very key that it's a mandatory effect.
Okay.
You target an artifact in your graveyard and special summon it, and you can't summon anything for the rest of the turn except for artifacts.
Yeah.
So that's the new thing that they're doing with Branded, is they summon Mjolnir to your opponent's side of the field.
Oh, with Sanctify.
And because it's, we can do it with Sanctify, And because it's mandatory, it has to trigger, even if they've got no artifacts in their grave, and then they're locked into artifacts for the rest of the turn.
I think Sanctify...
Stuff like that is just fucking crazy. Like, I love those, like, combos, like, stupid shit.
Well, what was it? Back in the day, a Pointer of the Red Lotus. I think that's one of the best traps ever.
Oh, yeah,
And no one realized it. You wouldn't know this card, even though it's from your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were cards that people would never play
Correct.
back then.
Yeah.
They're that was really good.
But funnily enough, that card is not even like, it wasn't even good because of a deck.
No.
It was just good because I think people just evolved and were like, hey, this card's actually good.
Yeah,
and because the game's so fast now too. Yeah, that's what it is.
Because if with the knowledge you'll know about this card, if you put that back to when you were playing, you'd see that it's actually not great. But if you put it to today's standards, it's very good now.
Yeah.
And it was pay 2 pay life points, look at your opponent's hand and banish one card.
Till the end. It's like till the end of the next turn.
It's literally... Ew.
Yeah. And it was just a card that, it got to a point where everyone had 3 of it in their side deck.
Because you can set it, end your turn, during their standby phase, you flip it, look at their entire
Full hand knowledge and take out the best
rip
card.
out the starter,
Yeah.
and that also means that if you had Omni Negates, you know what you're negating.
Or you rip out the droplet or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is,
It's like you said, it's even cards like Droll and Lockbird back then, like we said, or... Even cards like Goes and Match or things like that, people weren't summoning enough monsters back in the day for those cards to matter. You come forward and, I watched a Random Worlds video, and it's like the first thing they did was flip Goes and Match, and they were like, eh.
Yeah. Well, that's like a Pointer of the Red Lotus back in the day, like, someone had ripped my best card, and then they'd hit me for 16, and then I'd get it back. Because, I was like, oh no, I've taken a bear to the face, but...
So the only good cards to rip back then would have been like, the one of Gauze or like an Effect Veiler or whatever.
Wow, Gauze was a card I didn't think of for a sec. Maybe because we didn't get the set with the reprint. But anyway.
Where's my chibi Gauze?
So, but the fact is, Canine, is it a question that we're going to see more slop decks exist where they're playing like Fiendsmith, Canine?
I'm all for the slop decks. I think they're sick. I love the slop decks.
Well, I know that I'm looking forward to something like Draco Tail, but I feel like at least every old dog has to have a canine deck in their back pocket.
True.
No, but when it comes...
and then there's the ice cream.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dennis is just going to play Yummy. Dennis already has the... He's
ready to go.
The Yummy deck. That's an interesting deck, because I don't know much about the set besides Canine, but I still don't know what they do. I haven't read any of the cards, so I'm actually reading them.
Which is big for him.
Yeah. Well, the only I know the mechanic we talked about is being able to use Link ones as level 1 tuners for synchro summoning. A archetype that came out in 2017? It's where Sky Striker.
Sky Striker is still going to be somewhat relevant in the game.
Well, it's just got support.
But that's what I'm saying.
As it is.
And
it can link into a new archetype like immediately.
Well, you can...
There's just Link ones everywhere.
One Hornet Drones is a synchro, which like a Yummy synchro.
Yeah.
Because they're able to use the Link one as a tuner. It's stupid. Yeah.
And just... like, I'm reading these cards, and the fact that they can tag out...
Yeah, they all tag and pop, and... Yeah. It's very similar to Live Twin in a way, but it's obviously a lot more powerful, but...
Live Twin doesn't... They tag in, they don't tag out.
No, but like, the Trouble Sunny tags...
Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
But reading these cards... It's all layered interaction. That's all it is, and that's the way this set is.
I think Konami is moving to that point where they would like, and I agree. It's
going to separate a lot of good players. With those sorts of things.
But I like that. Like, at least, I mean, as it's probably a little bit of smoke and mirrors, because at the end of the day, you're probably still not beating Malice if they make a full board. But at least Malice don't make a board that just has 7 things that just say negate the activation.
Correct.
That's just fucking boring.
Yeah,
100%.
Like, at least, if I have a handful of Mitsu cards or Ryzel cards, I can still summon an X, and I can target the Crypta, and I can try to pop the back row, and, they have a couple banishes and a couple, you know what I mean? But it's all like, we're actually playing the game at least.
Yeah.
We're not just negate.
Well, especially when the negate is essentially free, right?
Yeah.
Because like you know you have cards like judgment and warning and stuff like you're paying to do an effect that powerful.
Yeah, correct.
As opposed to just
Yeah.
And I think this is the biggest thing when it comes to like sets like this that change the game, because Duelist Advanced did not do that. It didn't change the game.
No.
And usually when there is a Duelist set, it makes waves.
I mean,
Duelist Alliance.
it had a small impact, right?
I'm a
But
Duelist.
and like we said, it also doesn't help. It probably would have made more of an impact if we got that as a legend.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, comparatively, yeah, it hasn't.
But
when the most expensive card is the Ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. And I think it's only expensive because of the next set.
The next set, correct. Yeah, they're ready.
Yeah.
This set coming out is going to be very expensive, and when Konami's going on, when people are going on about how Konami's not pushing sets, I think this is how sets are always going to be defined by meta now. Is these tri-deck sets.
Yeah.
But
We've heard stories of how poorly Duad and Duelist Alliance
did.
Well, that's 2 Duelist sets in a row,
Yes.
and they were both terrible. Well, I shouldn't say terrible, but
they had their bits and pieces, but it was already for stuff that was still...
I think the problem was the selection of rarity.
I don't know if that's the case. I think it's just the way that, like, it was something to do with the fact that the people that needed their cards already had them, and people were so many people have been looking forward to this Justice Hunters for months now.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, anyone who wanted to be playing Malice at a WCQ had their Malice deck.
Yeah.
And that's why you see cards like March Hare. Like, if you look at the trend of the price for March Hare, it's literally just that.
Yeah.
Like, it started at, 100 Australian, 100 plus?
Like that.
And I think it's literally less than $10 now.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's still the best deck in the game, like, at the moment. Like,
Well, you can buy the best deck for under $200.
Of course, but that's what I mean. Like, Malice is still, it just won a bunch of it didn't win, but it, topped the NAWCQ, and it almost topped our event, you know what I mean? So it's
not even in the top 32 of our event.
It was in the top 32.
Top 16, so there were none.
Yeah.
More Malice.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
None.
But what I was getting at was the fact that, and this is a duality because of you two that I've realized is. So you started in a slower paced game and you moved away from it, and then you started when the game was moving away from that slower pacing, and it started to create like different players. And when Justice Hunters is coming out, the kids that are starting now will be better players than the kids that started 4 years ago. And that's mainly because they're going to learn like not to build a board that is asking to be broken.
Yeah.
It's to build a board, and they're going to learn critical thinking of when correct timing is and stuff to do stuff.
Like, board breakers are actually kind of bad right now.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like Gordian Slicer, I think it was, is like the best one.
Yeah.
And it's
People
still
aren't worried about
very
dust
hard
and
to
things
play.
like that.
Well, it's funny
as
that,
much.
and moving into this sort of turn zero format is like, for example, you've got cards that people are still citing Triple Tactics Thrust to be able to set, Black Goat Last or Dominance Impulse or whatever it is.
It's not going to matter if they play in your turn.
Well, it does.
It does, because the reason being is that now you can just main thrust, because even if you go first, they're going to have monsters on the board, and you can just add talents, and now, talents is a card that they've already put to 1, but now you're, in this format, you're sort of playing 4 of it in the main deck,
That also
in a way.
makes cards like Bestials live on your first turn to just start doing for your own cards.
And then you also think about, if you're someone who's not so wanting to play a meta deck, or you're looking to play something different, if everyone's got a thrust and 3 thrusts and a talents in their main deck, and you're playing a deck that's full of trap cards, and maybe you can make some noise in the format.
I saw a little short, YouTube short about
Labyrinth uses monster effects.
Liberator Ego, I think it's called, or something like that. It's a reptile that came out a couple of sets ago. And people were saying like you could main this card, just drop a 4,000 dude because they decided to sneeze.
Exactly.
But no, you have this will produce better players through this format. I'm excited for it because out of the decks, it's all about skill intensity more than, I just have the best deck.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in the formats. Like, your deck just can't beat a Detonator.
Yeah.
And like the worst thing a Rizal deck can do is just end on a detonator.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what
It makes it
what
difficult.
are you gonna do? So seeing this set
Sure,
come up
Ben.
now and seeing the understanding of someone going, oh, is it always correct to do this now?
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Well,
you can say yes, it would be, but if people are maining thrust and stuff, you go, probably not, because you're just giving them a starter. Like decks like Branded, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have 3 extra ways to get to a Branded fusion. That's going to be very annoying to deal with, especially when
100%.
they're getting their new bloody fusions.
Well,
the big boy.
the Gem Knight deck that just came top 4 at NAWCQ. Not only do they already play like 11 ways to Branded Fusion with their own version, but they also play 3 thrusts in the main
Correct.
deck because they go second,
Yeah.
which means they get 3
And
more copies.
what I was looking at was Yummy and Draco Tail all have like normal spells,
Yeah.
They
so
do.
they're gonna play thrust.
Yeah, well, thrust at obedience scored is pretty fucking good.
And but I think too, this is incidentally going to make bad decks better because of cards like thrust. So you're gonna see
3 more bonfires.
yeah, well that's what I was about to say. 3 more.
Oh, are you going to play
bonfires and
some more
stuff.
Rizal, Isaac?
But it will actually help Mitsu.
Yeah.
Because you'll add pre-prep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like what you'll have. So you side in thrust as well if you don't want to main it.
Yeah.
And then you go, I'm versing K9. I'm siding 3 this in.
Well, you can just main it, and
Well,
if you
even
go in
Omni's
first, you
just a
get
normal
great
trap.
purification. Yeah.
And because the one thing I like is cards like Floodgates that are looming like Dimensional Shifter and stuff won't be as good because of the turn 0 playing. But again, I'm someone who loves to play turn 0 games. I played Fire King for the longest time, but there were so many times I did something in turn 0 with Fire King, and I said to myself, well, that was dumb.
I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think probably a negative element of Yu-Gi-Oh is if you win the die roll, you just get to play with your you can playing around hand traps is kind of a thing, but you are sort of solitaring in a way.
The die roll is very important.
Yes. Whereas being able to play on turn 0 at least makes that less of a thing, which is a positive thing.
Well, that was also a funny thing, right, about me coming back to the game, of you being like, you still want to go first. You're not going to draw a card anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, heck.
Yeah.
And not just that too. With the deck you came back to first anyway, you're like, you never want to go first.
No.
Never.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes down to the turn 0 interactions and stuff, I'm really excited for it. Like I really am. I think it's going to breathe new life into the paper game. The one thing I'd hate on a client is playing it, because on Master Duel they have toggles and stuff, and you can never call what it is. And the worst thing is that if K9 exists on that, or they get to the Holy Sue in that, and you do one action and they have that, it's going to scream what it is, or it's going to tell you they have something, and you're going to make worse plays because you have to assume it's something.
It's also and this is just straight down to the bare bones, it's just new.
Yeah.
Just new stuff, you know what I mean? I've been facing down detonators and white binders for 6 months, you know what I mean?
I did not.
Neither, actually. It's going to be good for something new, but like you say, you're really looking forward to it, honestly. And it just might be, from what I've come from, and we play a lot of Pokemon as well and things like that. I don't want somebody playing in my turn, bro. I am not looking forward to that aspect of the game. It doesn't mean I won't.
He just wants to summon a barrel and send a drill beam.
It doesn't mean I won't play the game and enjoy it, but it's definitely one of hand traps. They're really cool and things like that. But it's definitely an aspect of the game I'm not super keen on.
Look,
I think it's something you'll get used to.
I think it is something you'll get used to, because
But my
guess
deck's
what?
about to do it, so it's that's what I mean. It's I may not like it, but I'll still do it to you.
No, you're there with the sickle and you say it's our turn. But yeah, and I think you can't be ignorant to the fact of saying you don't like this stuff, because it's always like that when a new set or something comes out, or mechanic.
Well, and there's always something about a game you're not going to like.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you won't play it.
Well, I think, as you brought up before, Isaac, saying that when the way the game's moving, right? It's moving more into layered interaction. You find that healthy and good. I think that's way better than changing mechanics in Master Rules.
Yeah.
Because it means that we don't have to learn a new summoning mechanic. The zones didn't change.
Yeah.
All this
Yeah.
stuff. It means that now there is a deck that can do something, but it doesn't mean it's the end all be all.
I think, I hope it's a long time before they bring a new type of summon. Like we've got.
Well,
your
it has
links and
already.
all that
It has
sort of
already
stuff.
been a
but
long
like,
time.
Correct.
I still think.
It's been.
I don't think the game needs another one.
No,
Well,
when
it's
was
been
it?
over 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when was 2017? Was that leaked?
I think it was 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is when it.
Because this is probably.
Well, the reason why
This
is
may
there's
even be- this
there's
may
no
be-
anime.
Yeah,
There's
but
Rush Duels,
Yeah.
and Rush Duels is its own separate.
this might be the longest time we've had between.
Yes, it is. Well,
I
think
think
about
it's a
how
very
quick
good thing,
Pendulums
personally.
came out in 2014, and then 3 years later. But then when Synchros came out in 2008 or
And then
9,
XYZ was,
XY came
2011?
out in 2011.
Yeah.
It was a little while.
So this is saying that
It's
you
only-
know,
it's
there's
usually
no
only
more
like
mechanics because
2-3 years, and it's been ages.
Well,
yeah.
it's because like there was a period of time where Yu-Gi-Oh was just not fun to play.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even the pendulum format. People look at that.
And that was
not
like
fondly.
Master Rule 3.5
It was,
or whatever.
It was the Master Rule 4.
Yeah.
Master Rule 4, where they brought out Link mechanic to stop pendulum, but
Yeah.
muted every other
Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
And then Master Rule 5, or Master Rule 4 revised, or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it,
Yeah.
fixed it.
Yeah.
And now everyone's actually content with the game because Link summoning is the coolest shit. I'm just gonna say I love that mechanic.
And it's like you said, they don't have to bring out anything new to not make it still feel new. Like with the Yummy being able to use a Link as a tuner,
Yeah.
there are
Cool.
plenty of things they can do
100%, yeah.
to revamp what we have, because we already have like, what is it, 5 different ways? Synchro, Exceed, Pendulum, Link, Fusion.
That's it.
Like that's still a lot of different ways
Well,
to
I only just-
interact with everything.
I only
Ritual.
just found, and
Or
obviously
Ritual.
a lot of it's useless, but there's 12,500 cards.
Yeah.
Like individual
Yeah.
12,500. Like,
And
And we see the same 16 3-ofs at a tournament.
well,
there's 12,500 and 10,000 of them are Troll and Lockbird.
yeah, but that's realistically it. It's that, for instance, since we were talking about like older cards, what's a deck you wish you could play that was like meta relevant?
I don't really have an answer for that.
You don't?
Like it's, back in the day I played for fun. I played this, I played that. Maybe Heretics, like that was always fun. Like it was just sort of board vomit. There was no interaction. There was no negates. It was I'm coming at you, either defend or die. Like that was cool for me.
Because that's what we all wish, is that there are some medically viable decks, but you took that huge gap.
Yeah, so like
even the decks you have a connection with, you
they're
go,
just not. They can't. Yeah, like it's
I
like
this new deck. So the correct answer there was Blue Eyes.
Well, I didn't even play it back in the day. Blue Eyes is meta viable now. It's already viable.
Why didn't you top the Oceanics?
Why didn't you?
But I did.
Only because it was 64 random.
But we are gonna talk about that actually, where that you come back this year from literally 0 achievements, and people call like regional stuff very low achievements and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's still achievements to yourself, and you should always view it that way. It doesn't matter if somebody like him who has 8 regional wins in a row.
Yeah, but I came back and all I saw him do was 1-2 drop 3 tournaments in a row. So I was like, is he as good as he says he is?
I don't say that I'm not good. But I walk around like...
Well, and it's like, I don't even think I was going to make it to Oceanics. Like, I was coming to support the boys. I didn't think I'd be playing. Like, I've been back in the game for, what, a total of
about
6 months or something? Like,
And it's been cool, like, Blake knew, even Blake didn't know everyone, but like, seeing like you being able to interact with all the new boys that have come through, like you like coming to the Airbnb and it's just like all these random people that you've never met before, but it's, you just get along straight away. You know what I mean? So,
that's been a phenomenal part because I'm the home builder.
Yeah.
I hang out with like 3 people.
Yeah.
When it comes down to Justice Hunters, there's only the 3 decks, and the set's only the 3 decks. There's no pack filler and stuff like that. Yeah. Which I think they should have added a little pack filler of cards that.
What they usually do is So what they've done with the other sets is that they've reprinted the support cards that are hard to get for those archetypes.
Did they do it in like the OTSs only?
No. So as far as I'm aware, because I remember Jeff Jones and Bowden were talking about it in their podcast. Like there were cards like Obedient Scored and stuff like that, cards that are slowly rising in price. But there's a very good chance that those cards will get reprinted in whether it's in an OTS or one of those like
a subset or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Which they need to do. I don't think they should be in OTS packs, or unless they are, because again that incentivizes people to play and get them and stuff. But if they're in sets, it will help them move singles or sets themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's also like Justice Hunters, right? Not just Battle of Legends. Like I know they're old deck cores or like some newer cards, but like fucking waifus, Dragon Maid, a lot of those cards aren't easy to get your hands on these days because it's old. They're all there, even the old stuff.
And it's so funny that cards like that were expensive before that reprint set come out, but the new cards that are the top cards are just not expensive.
They're just not.
But it's wild to think that back in the day that a card would come out and be $200 and would stay at that price hype for ages, for a very long time. But I think now, because the community have all pretty much grown to be adults and not half kids, half adults, that we all have money and the product gets bought and spread,
And now that we're all adults, we're all going to play ice cream deck.
And I think what's cool about this format coming up is the same way that I viewed Malice when I first came back. Malice was the first deck I came back to properly. And now I'm on Mermail, and I love that deck. But when it comes to what? Don't like it. Especially when I have to test. But when it comes down to the decks coming out, and we was talking about the engines and stuff, like how K9's going to be its own sub-engine in other decks, will people have to make the decision on what the sub-engine will be for decks like Draco Tail? Like we already know Sky Strike is going to be one for Yummy. But are there better ones? Like will Snake Eyes be one?
It just depends. I mean, I think regardless of what it is, and it's probably not worth us fully speculating, but I think all of this like monster mash mishmash is healthy. Like if you look at games like
spreads the meta wider, right? It makes it more interesting to
go into. And that's probably taking pages out of like Magic the Gathering's book too. Like it's not archetypal. Which there's nothing wrong with the archetype. Like they print archetypes for a reason, and the cards synergize, and it's good. But I like the fact that the guy that won NAWCQ, like he's thrown a bunch of Orcus cards together with a bunch of Fiendsmith cards. You know what I mean? Like it's not. These are the archetype cards. You have to play this deck and hand traps. That's it. You know what I mean? There's a lot more room for creativity.
I think the first deck that really did that was Zodiac.
Well, I think Hat was like the original one. Like Hat was like the first.
Mixture of 3.
Yeah. Like that was
like your mate at Oceanics that just randomly showed up with Unchained and normal summoned a tour guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. There's synergy like that's cool in the game. That I think it's part of the reason that the game is still relatively healthy. I would say.
Yeah. If you haven't watched that video, by the way, go on to our Old Dogs channel. It's just down below. And if you're listening, then open up your phone while driving and go onto our channel and subscribe.
Don't do that.
You should also, as soon as you get your next paycheck, you should head to our trosecards.com.au and spend all of your money. Like, don't pay rent, don't pay your parents, don't pay the people you owe money to for Yu-Gi-Oh collections.
Yeah.
Just go to trosecards.com.au and buy as many cases of Justice Hunters as you can afford.
Exactly.
5% off if you put Old Dogs 5.
Yeah. And then after you do that, the real Justice Hunters will be after you.
Yeah.
For not paying your bills.
The Australian Federal Police.
But no, thank you. Huge shout out to T-Royce.
Yeah.
And having, he will have the set and everything on time and everything like that. So.
Yeah, the sealed pre-orders are already available.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, moving into
the
fun segment.
Now we're going to move into another segment, and this segment is called
Looter.
Looter.
Looter or Neuter. As soon as you ask your first question, Blake will start the timer.
Alright. Monster.
Yes.
Effect monster.
Yes.
Fire.
No.
Is it a dragon?
No.
Okay, so it's a monster, effects monster. Is it an e-girl?
No.
It's an effect monster. Is it higher than level 4?
Yes.
Okay. Is it dark?
Yes.
Dark monster. What have you done to me? Does it have an
30
attack
seconds.
over 2k?
No.
30 seconds.
Dark monster, it's over level 5. Oh no, you've completely lost me. You need to stop that. Is it a
15
tuner?
seconds.
No.
Is it a quick effect?
Yes, it has a quick effect.
Okay. Can it be used on your opponent's turn?
Yes.
Is it gauze?
No.
Fuck.
3.
Is attack higher than...
2,
no, you said
1.
it was higher than 2.
Okay, time is up.
So, quick recap. It's a dark. It has a quick effect.
And it's
Can
higher
be
than
used on
level
your
4.
opponent's turn. Higher than level 4, higher than 2k attack.
No.
No, lower than 2k
Yes.
attack. That's higher. That's so weird. Is it Tragodia?
It's not Tragodia.
It's not Tragodia. It's getting neutered.
It's getting neutered. Say goodbye to Dimension Shifter.
Yes!
Yes! Fucked!
I'm not even mad about it.
He knew the card the whole time. He just
I
went-
really didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Oh, that's funny.
So
I
that
actually
was-
didn't know it was that high of a
That
level.
was an ultra rare,
Ultra-rare.
rare dimensional shifter, which comes in at $3.30 on TCG
no.
Player in
What a
America. So
shame.
that is roughly about $5.
Only
Australian.
the most expensive cards are ripped apart.
Just, one less D shifter in the world.
Oh, you're not even going to keep your trophy
You know what?
for failing.
I will stick it, tape it back together just so you can neuter it again.
You can play it at locals.
He's going to go home and go... he's going to cut it into a million pieces.
He's going to play. He's
He's a sadistic fuck, this
He's going
bloke.
to use it as jigsaw, and he's like, train, banish my grief now.
It's going to get banished, alright?
He's going to pin it to a dartboard and start throwing darts at it.
Oh,
I
Lord.
definitely didn't lose to this card at Oceanics. So,
No, definitely. It's his favourite. It's his favourite card. As you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell.
yeah. As a one-of, it's super consistent,
Yeah, correct.
Anyway.
I played one in my memo.
All right, so we're 0 out of 2 on the neuter scale so far.
I
so-
think we're 1 out of 2 for positive results.
A positive result.
hopefully our other guests will do better in the future.
Hopefully.
But now we're going to move into another fun segment where our personal chef, no, not Ratatouille, not Remy Dennis Lee.
Not Remy
but,
Dennis Lee.
Shout out
Blake,
to Dennis.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Dennis.
Shout out to Dennis.
Blake's, you got something for us?
I
Blake?
do, actually. So, welcome back to the segment Let Him Cook.
Let him cook.
Him specifically.
So, this is, I call it a soup deck. A slop deck.
Sure.
Okay. We
Okay.
all like slots.
So, you need 4 cards.
Okay, so just for quick,
Ah,
just
yeah.
for, so
I'll let you know.
just so you guys know, Blake is going to explain a combo to me and Inza from his Neuron spreadsheets, and he will play it out for you, so you'll be seeing it on the screen, but me and Inza are just going to hear it live for
Correct.
the first time.
And the rule is that
Uninterrupted.
and not super complicated in
Yeah.
terms of perfect 5 hand.
Yeah.
This one, even though I said 4 cards, 2 of them
Two
are
of them are like
blank
discard.
cards.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Alrighty. So
Okay.
this is still on the assumption that you do play with 5 cards in hand, but generally that 5th card is absolutely irrelevant.
Sure.
Okay. So for this hand, you need a level 4 monster. I'm going to be using Mulcharmy Fualos for this.
Sure.
Okay.
And you need Dear Bellstar, the Black Witch.
Okay.
Okay. So, you activate Dear Bellstar, the Black Witch's effect, sending a blank card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it. Then, when it's summoned, it's going to set from deck Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Now, one of the blank cards has to be a monster.
Okay.
Okay, so just Perulia is going to be the other one.
Sure.
The 2 you don't want to see where you're going
Sure.
first.
Then you're going to flip Deception and tribute the Perulia in hand to add the Hollowed Azamina. Then you're going to activate the Hollowed Azamina, sending Deception of the Sinful Spoils to special summon Azamina Mu Raselio.
Yep.
I think that's how you say it. And when it's summoned, it's going to add you Wanted,
Surprised you didn't
the
have
Seeker of the Sinful Spoils.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you're going to
Save
link
these
off
ones, okay.
the Morulio and the Diavel Star into
If you say moon.
Moon of the Closed Heaven.
Hey, at least you didn't
Cut
tell
it.
it.
Cut it.
No, no,
Cut
no,
it.
no,
Cut the
no, no,
combo.
no, no.
There'd be no Fiend
wait,
Smith
one
this
sec,
time.
one sec. So, then you're going to use the Hollowed Azamina, shuffle back the Fusion into the extra deck to add it back to your hand. Then you're going to play the Hollowed Azamina and chain Wanted, the Seeker, to add Diavel Star, send the Wanted, and special summon Azamina Illa Sylvia, which is an Omni Negate while it's on the field. So you have an Omni Negate.
So
Then
creative.
you're going to use Moon of the Closed Heaven to go into Requiem. Use Requiem effect to summon
We know where
Lacrima.
this is going.
Lacrima, send Engraver. Then normal summon.
Sorry.
Then you normal summon your level 4, which here is Molchami Foolos. Then you're going to rank 4, both of
If you
them.
say King of the Feral.
If you say
Into
Rise, you'll do
Infernal-
a drive.
Infernal Flame
Okay.
Banshee.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was one of those three.
Yeah.
It was always going to be one of the three.
You're going to use Infernal Flames Banshee to detach Lacrima to add Snake Eyes Poplar to hand.
Oh my god. Okay.
So we've gone through 3 engines here.
Yep.
Snake Eyes Poplar effect will reveal itself, special summon itself, because it was added from deck to hand, and Snake Eyes Poplar will then add Divine Temple of the Snake Eyes from deck to hand. Then you're going to activate it, the field spell, and moving Snake Eyes Ash from your deck to the spell and trap card zone.
We're going back in time.
Then you're going to use Engraver's effect to shuffle back Moon of the Closed Heaven.
At the
special
end of the
summon
combo, he activates Pot of Greed and flips Magician of Faith. Goes all the way back to Goat format.
Then you're going to use Engraver and Poplar to make Sequence. Then Poplar is going to move itself to the spell and trap card zone.
Is that when it's sent to grave? It doesn't
Yes.
matter. Okay.
So when Poplar is
Very
sent from sent to the graveyard,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how,
Sure.
it's going to put itself in the spell and trap card zone. You're going to right now your field is Sequence and the Infernal Flame Banshee. Now
the Omni Negate.
you're going to and the Omni Negate, sorry.
And Diabel Soul, or did we
No,
use
it's
that?
So
gone.
Diavel Star
yeah.
is gone.
Yeah.
It was linked
It's in
to
your
main
hand.
Yeah,
command.
okay.
You have one in hand. Then you're going to use the Poplar and the Ash to make Snake Eyes Doomed Dragon. Dylan, give me mine back. Anyway, once it's special summoned, it's on the field. It doesn't matter what order you do this part in. You're going to use
That would have stopped his combo fucking months ago.
Fiendsmith. No interruptions.
I can't. It's not a legal card.
So Fiendsmith's sequence is going to shuffle back Lacrima, Engraver, and Requiem to make Desiree. Then you're going to use the Infernal Flame Banshee and Doom Dragon to make IP Masquerena. Then you're going to use IP Masquerena and Sequence to link summon Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. Then you're going to use Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames effect to special summon Snake Eyes Ash. Snake
You
Eyes
can
Ash effect.
also use Sequence to equip to the...
Well, not yet.
No,
Not
this
yet.
is his combo.
Okay.
Let him cook,
Yes, correct.
Isaac.
So Snake Eyes Ash, because that's a you don't have to do that straight away.
Okay.
So Snake Eyes Ash effect on summon will add you Snake Eyes Birch. Then you use Snake Eyes Ash and Promethean Princess to send to grave to activate Ash's effect to summon Snake Eyes Oak from deck. Snake Eyes Oak, when it's summoned, will special summon Snake Eyes Ash from grave. Then you're going to use Snake Eyes Oak's effect, sending Ash and Oak to grave to special summon Flameburge. Snake Eyes Flameburge Dragon, and use its effect to put IP Masquerader into your spell and trap card zone from the grave. Then you're going to use the effect of Sequence to equip itself to Desiree. And then you're going to use the effect of Wanted to shuffle back the Deception to draw a random card. So your field has a lot of layered interaction. It has Flame Burge, which its effect is at any point it can special summon the IP back from the back row to the field. You have Desiree negate. You have the Sylvia negate. You obviously have the IP. And when you IP with Flame Burge, it's going to special summon 2 Snake Eyes from grave. You have the Bestower from grave that can, when they special, can pop.
That's
the
the
Flame Burge
Promethean
and another one.
Princess,
That is the Promethean Princess. And the IP can obviously turn into an SP, or it can even turn into the Gorgon and points 3 up. It goes through a lot of layered interaction, as we call it. But yeah, that's my combo for today. You said you like slop decks,
I do like slop decks.
and that's a 3-engine.
That wasn't slop. It's fucking falling out the bowl. That's how slop.
Like he's got the soup, he put that last potato in and it dribbles over a little bit.
But just so you know, the reason why I picked that combo today is because that's what Justice Hunters is going to feel like with K9. It's just going to be a lot of engines shoved together to fix things, and which I'm looking forward to. He's not ready for it by the looks of it. He kept up with it, didn't you, Enza?
I've seen the combo before.
Yeah.
I just want to summon a Murakumo.
I just
When a
want to
normal summoned bear.
I just want to summon Thunder Dragon.
Yeah, that's combo coming soon.
Alright, but yeah, when it comes down to Justice Hunters, I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I'm still probably going to be playing Mermail through that. No, I'm kind of over
I'm going to make Mitsu last as long as I can.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get just as
Mitsu
sick of it
K9.
as Ryzel.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You're probably going to play Mitsu.
If I get my invite at one of the first events, at least I can screw around and not have to worry about it too much.
Correct. Well, the one thing I wanted to ask you, Inza, is that you went from being a non-competitive player to then playing... What are you doing?
Yeah. Don't mind him.
You've been
Not
playing
this one, Chief.
You've been playing for the last 6 months, and you, in your first 6 months and your first time trying, you made it to Oceanics, which is a huge deal because we know a lot of people that didn't do it, and they've been playing for way longer.
Yes.
And are you very proud of the achievement that you've done with that?
I mean, I got further than I thought I would, so, I'm happy. I don't like to be proud of myself. If other people want to be proud of me, then that makes me happy, but being proud of myself feels weird.
Okay.
Just a personal thing. It's not like, well done. But no, I'm definitely happy with what I achieved.
And it seems that from previous talks we've had, you've been very happy with playing Blue Eyes.
It's just, it's a mid-range deck. It doesn't combo too hard. It's just simple and low to the ground.
I think,
which from where I came, I didn't have to jump too far.
I think for all of us too, like we were saying even in our previous episode, like I think the sense of achievement we've got is a lot about what we've been able to create with the team and everything more than what it is as an individual. You know what I mean?
100%. The people I met have been great. The people I've reconnected with have been great. Yeah, it got me out of the house.
That's always a start.
I didn't think I'd be driving to Queensland anytime soon, but
Yeah, look, that kind of stuff just happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, thank you for joining us as our guest for this evening. We're going to have much more coming up, and more guests in the future episodes. But other than that, thank you for being a guest here on Hot Dogs. Thank you, Isaac, for co-hosting with me.
No worries, thank you, Blake.
And thank you, Blake, for hosting as well. Alright, we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Hot Dogs.